Now let's discuss facing a delayed continuation bet. This spot actually plays very similarly to when you are facing a turn probe, and that's because your range is going to be pretty capped. And the reason for that is because let's say you're in the big blind, you check the flop, initial raiser checks behind, turn, you check again. In that scenario, you would have bet with the vast majority of your best hands. You would have probed them, right? But when you don't probe them, it implies your range is going to be capped because you don't have your best hands because you would have bet them. So in this scenario, it is vitally important that you protect your checking range. I understand when you're in the big blind out of position here, often you will have way too much junk in your range, and there's not a ton you can do about it. But that's okay because you were getting really good pot odds pre-flop, so you don't actually have to defend as often as minimum defense frequency, right? That said, you do want to strive to have that 70-30 marginal made to junk ratio so you're not substantially overfolding, unless of course you're out of position in the big blind. So when you are facing a bet, use the bet response flowchart, and in that scenario, you're going to be folding your junk, calling your marginal made hands, usually a little bit more often than the minimum defense frequency when you're in position, and at the minimum defense frequency or perhaps a little bit tighter when you're out of position. And you're sometimes going to want to raise with your premium hands and your draws based on if you have the nut advantage or not. And typically, like when you're facing probes, if your opponent uses a big delayed continuation bet on the turn, you're going to want to rarely raise because they're going to be more polarized, right? And when they're using a smaller delayed continuation bet size, that's when you are going to sometimes raise with your best made hands and your draws. So this spot plays really similarly to the delayed continuation bets, but let's take a look at an example or two to confirm that.